All right, so we're starting with 1 pound ankle weights. Let's come back to the middle of our mat. We will warm up down on our backs. So laying all the way down on our back, feet about sit bone distance apart. You can look up, and if you don't see your ankles, that's usually a good sign, right? And let's start by the hands beside us with just a little bit of a rock and roll. So starting to loosen the low back and the hips. Notice if your bridge work starts to bring in your shoulders. That's not actually what we want when we move into our 12 and 6, our pelvic clocks. We want to keep it relatively small, really right there in our pelvis. Maybe you even start to circle and find that sort of nice fluid motion as you circle from your 12 to the right, to the 6, to the left, and then reversing that direction. And start to evaluate maybe where you feel stuck. Does one side want to like skip over a couple numbers, or are they, is it nice and fluid? And with the weight around your ankles, does that just help remind you of the weight of your legs, helping you settling the pelvis, come to a comfortable sort of neutral position. Walking your feet wide. I'm about mat distance apart, and I'm going to open my arms out to the T. We're going to move into a twist. Let's take a gentle inhale as we let the legs drop to the right, and we start to open up really from the left knee all the way to the left shoulder. I'm getting a gentle pull across the inside of my left thigh. Come back to your pelvic tilt. Think of tucking the wheel of your pelvis to help bring your legs back up through center, right? So don't deepen the arch in your low back. Over to the left. Enjoy that inhale again. Exhale, tuck the wheel of your pelvis, start to pull it back up, and start to rock right to left like that. Notice if you are arching your low back. Yes, there's a stretch at the very bottom, but I want you to be careful that you don't overextend or move into a loaded extension, right? So use that posterior tilt to help you scoop the legs back up through center. So from here, let's add on a little bit. Hands are going to come behind the head. We're going to move into that twist, like a peppermint twist. So start to drop the weight of your legs over towards the right. You're opening up again through the left side of your body. You're going to continue to roll onto your right arm as you stretch the left arm across your body and try to touch the floor. So think, scoop the ribs, tuck the wheel of your pelvis, stretch open the back of your body. As you start to pour yourself back down, try to translate your ribs back. Spreading the shoulders first, tuck the wheel of your pelvis, bring it back up and over to the left. How does the weight enhance this exercise? How does it help remind you where your legs are as you rock right to left, back and forth? So it helps with an anchoring sensation, right? In that they're a little bit more static, firmly planted down onto the floor, and the rest of the body is twisting out of that feeling of weight, all the way back down, settling. Take a little breather. Feet come back to together, hands along beside you. We're going to move into our full bridge. Rock the wheel of your pelvis, push down into your feet to lift the hips up. Take a moment at the top, spread through the back of your arms, standing into your feet. Think of your body sort of like a ski jump, right? You're going to like just go right off the top of those knees. Keep that feeling of length even as you lay it all the way back down. Nice and long till the very end when you feel it soft. Exhale, curl. Nice and fluid. Just go up and down a couple times and start to evaluate the right and the left. Are you laying your rib cage down evenly on each side? Or maybe do you feel that one side is longer? Picking it all the way up. Let's stay here this time and start to work through our legs. Standing into that left leg, bring your right leg to tabletop. Kind of heavy here. There's a little bit more work there at the end. Place it back down and start to march back and forth. Picture that ski jump, right? You're still standing down into the feet, opening the eyes of your hip crease, creating a long line from your shoulders to your knees. Whew. Driving energy down through the back of your arms. Last one right and last one left. Reconnect with your center. Gently start to slide the shoulders wide. The ribs articulate. Feel the tips of your scapula, the 12th floating rib, the length of your lumbar spine. then your pelvis. Little inhale, exhale, curl, pick it right back up. From here, right leg to tabletop position. This time, let's kick it long, all the way up towards the ceiling. Watch your balance as it starts to reach away and up, away and up. Beautiful, long lever load here. Hopefully hips are still a little warmed up, right? So pushing energy down into that left foot, pull up with those right obliques. 3, last 2, and 1. Bend back to tabletop. Both feet come down. Reconnect to your center. Woo, spread those shoulders. Left leg extends up. Long lever load. Down and up. Down and up. So standing down through that right heel. Use the weight around your right foot to help anchor, right? Woo, and then work the left obliques with your left. 2, and 1. Bend, reconnect, and then gently start to pour yourself all the way down. Keep it long to the very end. Let's float the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Here's your inhale. Exhale, lift, head, neck, chest, curl, and reach the fingertips towards the far side of the room. And soften. Exhale, lift. And soften. And lift. Little back and forth. Warming up those upper abdominals. How do you knit the ribs down? Almost there. Last one. Can we stay lifted? Both hands are going to come behind the head. Reach up a little higher. Right hand is going to reach towards that ankle, towards the weight. And I want you to shear to the right as though you could touch it. And then back to center. Working on those obliques. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Back through center. Lift up a little higher. Don't lose that feeling of lift. Left hand comes down. Pulse to the left. 8, 7, 6. Pull the left obliques in and up like you're making a little rainbow in your waist. Keep your thighs, legs parallel. Last 1. Back through center and slowly lay it all the way down. Circle the hands along beside you, wrapping those shoulders. Feet firmly planted. Let's tilt, lifting it up. Stay here. This time I'd like you to lift your arms up towards the ceiling. A little bit less stable. Just take a moment. Check in with yourself. Send those shoulders back and down. Push into your feet to lift the hips, right? Keep the pelvis still as you bring your right leg to tabletop position and place it back down. Left leg. Woo! Are you wobbly today? Can you hug towards that midline? Find your abs pulling in and up, in and up, in and up the whole time. I am sliding my sit bones towards the back of my knees, keeping the wheel of my pelvis turned, keeping my low back long, and spread the shoulders down onto the mat. Last one right. Woo. Last one left. Reconnect with your center. Reach the arms up and back. Big long stretch. And now enjoy the articulation and think that somebody is holding your hands above your head. Oh, helping to stretch your spine. Oh, there's that feeling of length through my low back that I've been chasing. Almost there. I'm still trying to lower. Woo! Arms come up. We add the lift of the head, neck, and chest. Now I'd like you to stretch your legs long as we start to move into our seesaw. Lifting up and over. Take a big hamstring stretch. Say good morning. Woo! Feel a moment where you're sort of like lengthening the low back. So tuck the wheel of your pelvis just a little bit here. And really think that the fingertips and the toes are going one way, right? And the navel is pulling the other way towards the wall behind you. You're going to keep that feeling of lift in the abdominals as you let go of the ankles and start to pour yourself back and down. I'm going to squeeze my legs together as they start to bend. Hands come beside us, press with the feet lifting up into that bridge. Arms come up and back. And now enjoy that articulation as you go down. Try to wrap the shoulders wide. Think a little bit almost like wings. The scapula to me are like wings. Woof, lifting head, neck, and chest, curl up. Lift the abdominals up and over, woof, and fold. Moving just a little faster here, we've got 3 more. Start to find your flow. What feels good? Where are you still tight? And as you're mobilizing and moving through the spine, what still needs to let go? Maybe it's just your ego, right? Maybe it's just mental today. Lifting it up. Last time here, we're going to stay lifted up at the top. Lifting head and chest, curling it forward, up, up, up and over, forward fold. Woo, slowly stacking it all the way up.